chapter 7, the Sea of Climate. Got a good story for you. This was a story that was shared with us from a fairly young teacher who had only been teaching for a couple years about her job interviews. She was asked to come to a job interview with 2 middle schools. Now, I happen to love middle schools, but I will tell you this, that middle school kids can be quite excitable. You can go from the heights of ecstasy to the depths of despair in just seconds working with those kids, but I was passionate, spent most of my school career with middle school kids, so I was very interested for her to tell me about this story about her job interviews. Well, the first job interview she went to, she parked her car, started walking up to the school, and noticed there was a lot of trash laying around outside the school. She walked in the school, and it was chaos. Noise, kids running in the halls. And remember, this is before school. Kids running in the halls, yelling. She was hearing a lot of profanity in the halls. She noticed there were not a lot of teachers out in the halls. The tardy bell rang, and she said, okay, well, I know what that sound is, and no one moved to the classrooms. Finally, there was someone out, literally with a bullhorn, telling the kids, get to the class, get to class, get to class. She made her way to the office. She walked in the office. For 5 minutes, no one offered to help her. She was just standing there and sitting there, and finally someone asked her, what are you here for? And said, well, I'm here for a job interview. Okay, the principal will be out to see you. So a few minutes later, here comes the principal, who comes out to see this young teacher and invites her in and basically informs this young teacher that this is a pretty tough school. We have really high turnover. 70% of the kids are on free lunch. And after the interview, she said, look, if you want the job, it'll be yours. We'll be glad to have you here, but just know this is a tough place to teach. She had another job interview. Went into this school next day. Really nice, very clean. Went into the building, teachers are out in the halls, talking with boys and girls, sharing conversations, laughing with each other. The tardy bell rings, kids are reminded to report to their advisories. All of a sudden, all the kids walk to the halls, through the halls, into their advisories. She goes into the office, and the secretary immediately, may I help you? Welcome to our school. The young lady tells her what she's there for. She sits down. A few minutes later, people come out, and this time in the interview, there's a teacher and some other staff. They take her around the school. They're so proud of their school. They take her around the school. They talk about what a great place it is to teach. And she finds out that, yes, they have 70% free lunch. Notice, the same as the other school. But these kids, we don't let this economic thing get in the way of these kids learning. We love our kids. And we still have, I think, one other person to interview, but we'll let you know. And later that afternoon, she got a call and was offered a job at that school. Now, which one did she take? This may sound like a story that is just way too skewed. It can't be that way. But folks, in all of our travels, we know of schools that almost within a couple of miles of each other, dealing with the same students, have radically different outcomes. Climate counts. Climate matters. And in this chapter, you're going to learn a lot about climate. You will learn what the research says about climate. You will also learn how to assess your climate and how to improve in areas that may need improvement. I think you're going to find this a really exciting chapter. Thank you.